Going. Okay. Uh-oh. All right. Oh, sorry. Good morning, beloveds. I'm being distracted by the little old lady, who I think you can see her tail over my shoulder here. And now you can hear her. All right, you're okay. The weather keeps doing this, and so all of us are just, the allergies are kicking our fannies. All right, it is December 22nd. Our title is Heaven is My Environment Today. Our quote is, "What shall I render unto the Lord for all his benefits towards me?" And that is Psalm 116:12. Okay. I exist in an eternal beneficence which seeks to give me what I want. What others label a material experience, I behold as the heavenly possibility and put all my efforts into its demonstration. All of God is where I am, and all of mind is giving of itself through me. The doors of my thinking are open wide, and right ideas in perfect order reveal themselves to me. Guided by the divine mind and prospered by the divine love, I work with certainty and with ease. Good seeks me, and I let it happen within me. This inner compulsion to right action is welcomed by me, for I know it is divine in source. Following the urges of spirit, I find good on every hand. I start where I am, and I begin with what I know myself to be. I am in an unlimited field of mind action, which responds to me in terms of my own thinking. I now change the concept of myself. I am not material. I am spiritual. I am not struggling for heaven. I am letting heaven happen where I am. I am not depreciating myself. I know that I am God's intelligent creation, worthy of all the good I can conceive. All that I want to be, I can be. All that I really want to own, I can own. I look out at my world and behold a beckoning good and a friendly humanity. Life bids me walk forward. With my feet set on a holy pathway, I progress with ease. My senses are alerted to the truth. I see God wherever I look. I hear the Lord's voice in every sound. I sense heaven at hand and divine love in my heart. Joyously accepting my present day, I see the good before me and love offering itself to me. I am not led astray by false reports, nor by unwise conclusions. Heaven is where I am, and I declare it. If others fail to see good in their world, this bothers me not at all. My God and I walk together, and God leads me beside the still waters and into the green pastures. These 24 hours are pregnant with spirit and vital with truth. Each instant is crammed with the one presence, and each hour is filled with power. All right, outside of Gabby yelling at me. So there are 4 paragraphs. The third paragraph is kind of meeting you where you are. It says, I start where I am. So, and that's one of the things that we talk about in Science of Mind. We want to meet you where you are. We don't want to start you here when you're here. We want to work with you until you come here. So we don't want to be unrealistic. We want to meet you where you are. We want you to meet you where you are. It's like, what can you believe? For a little while, when we were talking about the cup of acceptance, it's like, how big is the cup of your acceptance? If the cup of your acceptance is the thimble, okay, that's where we're going to start. And what we're going to do is help you go from a thimble to a cup, from a cup to a chalice, from a chalice to a bucket, from a bucket to, a trash can, size, 5-gallon up to until your cup of acceptance is the whole world. But we're going to start where you are. We always want to start where you are. And some days, even I start with, I'm not going to say a thimble. I'm way further along on the path than that. But some days my cup of acceptance is a little smaller than other days. And so on those days I meet myself where I am and I go, okay, so, what are we doing today? And that's the point of spiritual practice, because some days we wake up and we're just, okay, what is this? And so we go and we do our spiritual practice, and that right there just enlarges our cup of acceptance. It's kind of a reset button, a refresh. It's like you went on the computer, sometimes the computers start to lag and they get tired, and so you turn them off. And then you refresh them, or you refresh a website because you're looking for something. We need that too. So if you wake up and your cup of acceptance is a little smaller than it was yesterday, then refresh. Go do a spiritual practice. And it can be a short one, or, as much time as you have. But that's what that third paragraph is let me start where I'm at and work my way up. Let me start with, okay, this is what I know. Now here's what I'm working to know. So I really enjoy that third paragraph. And then there was another line in here towards the end. Heaven is where I am, and I declare it. If others fail to see good in their world, this bothers me not at all. And I think that's just a reminder, because we all have, and I'm going to use the word negative Nelly. We have negative Nellies and negative Neds in our life, and they cannot see the good for nothing. Everything is, and sometimes they're people that we love, and they're people that we care about, and they're people that we want to be around. And we can't change them. We can't change them. What we can do is, just be the little lights that we are, and if it's hard, minimize your exposure. And when your loins are girded, then spend time with them. But just understand, you can't change them, you can't fix them. All you can do is know who they are, see them as the beloved children of God that they are, and treat for their highest and best. You can't convince them. You can't. Just, don't let them convince you. All right? That's why this bothers me not at all. Some people are just not going to see it. And it's not yours to fix. So, all right. December 22nd, heaven is my environment today. Heaven is your environment every day. How much of it are you willing to see? And so that's what this is about. And the psalm is, what shall I render unto the Lord for all of his benefits towards me? That's Psalm 116. I think I've heard Reverend Jesse say this. The best thing that we can do is live our lives fully. It's like, that is how we render unto the Lord, by living our lives fully, by living our lives out loud. Kind of like Gabby's doing with that purr right now. All right, so I exist in an eternal beneficence. I do know this word, beneficence. I live in an eternal beneficence, which seeks to give me what I want. What others label a material existence, I mean, this is a material, we are having a material existence, I behold as the heavenly possibility. All right, so it is a material existence, but what we are seeing is we see heaven around us. We see the possibility of heaven, or we see heaven around us, and put all my efforts into its demonstration. All right, what good can I do? What good can come of this? All of God is where I am, and all of mind is giving itself through me. All right, so all of God is right here, right where we are right now, where you are, where I am, because God does not obey time and space rules like the material form that we wear does. And all of mind is giving itself through us, and that's a super important word, through us. the mind we are using. The doors of my thinking are open wide. Start your day that way. It's like the doors of my mind are open wide. My consciousness is open to the inspiration of good, the inspiration of spirit, the inspiration of God, the inspiration of love, the inspiration of creativity, the inspiration of happiness, the inspiration of joy. And right ideas in perfect order reveal themselves to me. When our consciousness is open, amazing things happen. Guided by the divine mind and prospered by the divine love, I work with certainty and with ease. All right? When we know who we are and we know where our source is coming from and through, things just click better. They're not always easy, but they work. God seeks me and I let it happen within me. This inner compulsion to right action is welcomed by me because it says, I let it happen, for I know it is divine in its source. It's good. It's good. When we are guided to that good, following the urges of spirit, I find good on every hand. Spirit's never going to lead you wrong. Ego will, but spirit won't. So here's that. Let's start where we are. I start where I am and I begin with what I know myself to be. What do you know yourself to be? What are you sure of? All right. I am in an unlimited field of mind action, which responds to me in terms of my own thinking. All right. So what are you thinking? Because the mind is going to respond to what you're thinking. Who do you know yourself to be? Sit down and make a list. Draw a picture, sing a song. Who do you know yourself to be? I now change my concept of myself. All right. So it's like, okay, this is the material me. Now I'm going to look at the spiritual me. I'm going to go from the material to God's idea of who I am. I am not material. I am spiritual. I am not struggling for heaven. I am letting heaven happen where I am. Right there. I am letting heaven happen where I am. All right? Look for the good and praise it. I am not depreciating myself. I know that I am God's intelligent creation worthy of all the good I can conceive. Who are you? God's intelligent creation. And you are worthy of all of the good that you can conceive and more. Let's see. All that I want to be, I can be. All that I really want to own, I can own. I like how he says all that I want to be, and then he says all that I really want to own. Because sometimes our motivations for owning things are, it's like, do you really want it? So I like that he put that really in there right there. I can own. I look out at my world and behold a beckoning good and a friendly humanity. Yeah, I know. I've worked Christmas retail for years. And I look around and I'm like, so this is that kick, that reminder. Even when they're having bad days, they're still beloved children of God. Life bids me walk forward. With my feet set on a holy pathway, I progress with ease. When you are walking your path, not anybody else's, but your path, you are walking your holy path, it's easy. When you're busy trying to walk other people's, you wonder why you're struggling. Maybe you're not walking your path. Maybe you're trying to do somebody else's. I think it was, the poet, Oscar Wilde. It's like, stop trying to be somebody else. That's already taken. Be you. All right. My senses are alerted to the truth. I see God wherever I look. Look for the good and praise it. I hear the Lord's voice in every sound. I sense heaven at hand and divine love in my heart. Okay? We'll find heaven if we look for it. If we never bother to look for it, I mean, it might rise up and bite us, but most likely we're going to be a lot more successful if we look for it. Joyously accepting my present day. I mean, it's called a present for a reason, right? I see the good before me and love offering itself to me. I am not led astray by false reports, nor by unwise conclusions. So what other people tell me, I don't have to believe. And I don't have to jump to unwise conclusions. It doesn't mean I won't. It just means that, hey, when I do, I might stop and think, am I really sure about this? You know, let me go use that divine mind and think about this. Or do some investigating. I mean, jumping is good exercise, but jumping to conclusions is not. Heaven is where I am, and I declare it. If others fail to see the good in their world, this bothers me not. All right? It is not your job to fix them. It is not your job to heal them. It is not, but it is your job to be the light in your own world, to see the heaven in your own world, and to know for them their highest and best, and to know for them that they are a beloved and child of God, and to know that they will come to know this themselves. My God and I walk together, and God leads me beside the still waters and into green pastures, which, by the way, is from a psalm. These 24 hours are pregnant with spirit and vital with truth. Every 24 hours. And it starts anew. Each instant is crammed with the one presence, and each hour is filled with power. All right? So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to let heaven happen right now, right where you are. Let it happen through you. Because that's how you're going to find it. Let heaven happen through you. All right, beloveds. I am going to move into the process of my day. You've got your mission to let heaven happen through you. And one of the ways that you can start that is with what I always suggest every day, the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it is, be it a small thing, a big thing, an all-day thing, you know. And we're coming into the Christmas season. If you need to pull back on some of the things that you would normally do for Christmas because it's just too much, that is a loving, kind, and compassionate thing for yourself. All right? One of the things that you don't want to do is exhaust yourself for everybody else. All right? I saw a meme that said the first Christmas was pretty simple. It's okay if yours is too. That is a loving, kind, and compassionate thing you can do for yourself. All right? So take a deep breath. Know who you are. Know that you are a beloved child of God. Know that you deserve your own love, your own kindness, and your own compassion. And as you practice this every day, you create this habit. You create this as your first response so that no matter what happens, you're not rocked back on your heels. All right? You create a bank so that when stuff happens, because, I mean, you know, the world we live in, it's material and sometimes it goes sideways. You got a bank to draw on. You also have plenty to share, especially during the holiday seasons. It's like you want to bank up a little bit more before the season starts for that reason. Okay, beloveds, remember who you are. So whoa, okay. I encourage you to engage your mind and your body, especially during the holiday season, while we might be taking in some extra calories from the fun stuff that we eat. Whatever it looks like to you, go get that face full of sun. The sunrise was gorgeous this morning. I was so happy to get to see it. It was absolutely phenomenal. And then I will... I keep losing my train of thought, but that's okay. So, you know, got my face full of sun. Thinking about that sunrise now. And please drink plenty of water. Always. Hydrate. It's super important. And then whatever else you do, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. Like I said, the mission today is to let heaven happen through you. Look for the good and praise it. Okay, there is I think they're doing the book study tonight. They're still working their way through the Living Science of Mind. Although those two practitioners may be moving on to another class soon, because they've been doing that book study for a year now, I think. But it's Zoom. So email info@creativelife.org if you want any information on any of the book studies that are getting ready to start back up or finish. And I know there's a prayer circle tomorrow if you need it. So do what you need to do to make it a great day, an amazing day, a wonderful day, an enchanting day, a magical day, a good day, a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day. I mean, that's a lot during the holiday, so, you know. Or if that's too much pressure, simply have a day, all right? It's okay. If you need to take a rest, take a breath, and just have a day, that is good. All right? Because you are enough just as you are. All right, beloveds, I'm going to move on. I got to go eat something. The gym was, today. Those muscles are burning. So I will be back with you at 9 a.m. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I really am looking forward to the Christmas Eve service. It's going to be amazing. So hope to see you on Facebook Live for that at 7 p.m. on Friday. And take care of yourself. Know that you're loved. And I'll see you next time.